Scott Foe is one of the most outspoken and colorful personalities in the games industry. A pioneer in the mobile games industry, Scott was recently featured in the Escapist magazine as one of the top 3 next-generation game developers under 30. Described as a future gaming god, we are excited to have Scott on our program today. Welcome, Scott.
Gaming god?
Yes, well, you know. I mean, I've known you for quite some time, so I would definitely classify you as one of the next gaming gods, most definitely. And with that, why don't you tell our audience here, what exactly do you do as a producer of games at Nokia?
Well, a producer of games is not unlike a producer of film, television, or music. Producer has the money, producer has the vision, producer uses the money to achieve the vision. Now, when you work for a big mega brand company like Nokia, the vision is usually make more money. So you do what any gamer would do. You pretend that dollars are points and you go for the high score and you try to have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, it's a very good way of putting it, dollars being points. And you also have a quote, a phrase rather, that I find absolutely fantastic when you talk about the fallacy of game production. And the fact that, what is the quote? That it should always be...
Well, if you talk to a lot of producers, they'll tell you that a producer's job is to bring the project home on time and under budget. But
being a family show.
That's the fallacy of production, right? You could go to the bathroom for less time and less money than you ever thought possible, but at the end of the day, all you made was a turd. Yes, thank you for censoring me there.
No problem. And I think that it really does encapsulate that, you know, you're building a piece of IP. You're not just building a technical widget. So it's important to have all of the things that would make it successful as a game with as much time as possible, right? Versus just as a product that gets shoveled out the door and may not find an audience because it was done poorly.
Right. No, I mean, sellability, being able to sell the product to the consumer is absolutely key. Gamers want quality products. You're doing them a favor by taking a little extra time and care to get it done, and you're doing your corporate masters a favor by protecting their investment. It's only right.
So before you were over at Nokia, you were with Sega, another huge game company, and they were acquired. Sega.com was acquired by Nokia. How has it been, and you've worked on console titles, so how is it different working on mobile titles now versus console titles?
Well, there are a few differences. The thing that makes mobile gaming most attractive to me over console gaming is the fact that in mobile gaming there's a lot more room for innovation. I mean, when you're working on a console title, especially today, you're dealing with a budget that's roughly the size of some country's gross domestic product. And it can get scary, and you have a tendency to look around the industry and say, well, Quake's got aliens, Quake's got rocket launchers, Quake's got shotguns. We should have aliens, rocket launchers, and shotguns because Quake sold well, and if we have those things, then we'll be safe. You have a tendency to get scared, to copy what else is out there. Now, in mobile gaming, the budgets are much smaller, so you have a lot more opportunity to get something revolutionary into the hands of gamers.
And I think, again, that's something that, do you feel more and more game developers and game companies are starting to realize that mobile is now giving them the ability to experiment with different types of properties that they may not be comfortable doing on bigger platforms?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, we're talking about not only major platform differences, like, for example, in console gaming, the mantra is easy to learn, impossible to master. A game's got to be easy to learn, impossible to master.
Right.
Well, in mobile gaming, it's actually much different. It's easy to learn, easy to master. They're playing in short bursts, so they have to have the fun intravenously, like, mainlined into their brain.
Right.
So that creates new opportunities for design there. And on the other hand, like I said before, you're risking a lot less, so you can just go hog wild with the creativity, find something that sticks to the wall.
Well, so the ease of use and ease of jumping into those experiences and getting that fulfillment, that entertainment fulfillment that you expect over that small period of time that people are playing in the mobile space, you applied a lot of that same sort of philosophy to a massively multiplayer game that you developed on the Nokia platform. And as I understand, it is still the biggest mobile MMO on the planet. Can you tell us a bit about that product and why you did what you did with it?
The reason I did that, the reason I do anything is I love I love being first on the scene. I love to plant flags.
This is true.
Love going around planting the flag. So when I had the opportunity, we've got this pocketable device that has a network connection. It was just obvious. Massively multiplayer online game. But it was challenging. I mean, if you look at a PC massively multiplayer online game, you see that a player has to commit 40 hours a week. Right. They have to divorce their spouse, neglect their children, slack off at work, really to get any sense of accomplishment. And you just can't do that for a mobile title. I mean, this is something that people are going to be playing 5 minutes before a movie starts. And you want them to be playing with thousands of people from across the world. And you've got to create an experience that's thrilling while you're chilling, great while you wait. That was our design mantra.
Nice.
And we definitely accomplished that with Pocket Kingdom. I could not be prouder of what we accomplished with Pocket Kingdom. It was fantastic.
Yeah, no, and it was received really well. I played with it for quite some time and found it to be, as you point out, very easy to jump in, really engaging, and I didn't have to go ahead and basically neglect my family to actually enjoy playing in an MMO, which is typically why I don't have time. I don't have time to play this, so I typically don't gravitate towards them. But you certainly did that there. I also understand that there was a Java version of the game that was done for the Japanese market. Is that correct?
Well, here's where we get into our shameless plugs. I hear that Java pays for this show, so I think it appropriate to say, yes, there was a Java version of the game. Also, because Chris Melisinos hosts the show, and we go way back, I think it's appropriate to mention that there was a character named after Chris in the game. And continuing on this wonderful theme of shameless plugs, it is Christmas, so please, give me this. I want to say, Pocket Kingdom was... It was extremely well received. GameSpy gave it a Game of the Year award and called it the ultimate online game. Like I said, I could not be prouder of what we accomplished there.
No, and I agreed, you should. But were you able to actually, with the players, because it was a worldwide game, were the players in the Java version still able to play against the people on the N-Gage version as well?
The technical possibility was there, but sometimes you go from technology to policy, and at that time our policy was no.
Right, just kind of keep them separate. Different markets, and,
yes.
And understandably it was a slightly varied game, right, in terms of presentation and stuff.
Yeah.
So, again, being a visionary, being somebody who's really on the cutting edge of mobile, compared to other segments of the games industry, we got all these big consoles coming out, and there's just so much competition for content in the space. What do you think the future of mobile games and the mobile industry is going to be in the games industry?
Well, Chris, I mean, you don't have to be a visionary to see that this is no longer a phone, right? I can browse the internet, write email. I can take near DVD quality video with this. I mean, I could film the show with this.
We should.
It's got Wi-Fi, and it also has voice calling, but this is no longer a phone. This is a multimedia computer, right. And it's the most personal computer you're ever going to own. I mean, this thing is with you all the time. And what you're going to be seeing is you're going to be seeing Nokia bringing, online, mobile-connected, very rich, very delightful gaming experiences to these multimedia computers. We are the leader in this space. Now, we're #1 worldwide in handsets. I'm not going to say that Nokia is the only game in town, but I am going to say that Nokia is the only game you're going to want in your pocket with you at all times of the day.
Do you see that there's the possibility for a crossover between online console games, online PC games, and connected mobile games, where maybe those devices are actually working in unison in a single gameplay environment? Do you see that as a possibility?
Well, I mean, having just come back from the Web 2.0 conference, I mean, everybody's talking about, we've kind of moved on from Web 2.0 to no compromise convergence. I mean, right now on here, I can see the same Google from here that I see when I sit down at my PC. Like I said, this is a multimedia computer. From there, I mean, what application can't be done here that can't be done there? There is a convergence point that everything's going to reach. And we're not going to be talking about PC versus mobile. We're going to be talking about
PC and mobile
multimedia computers.
Excellent. It is always a pleasure to talk to you, and it's just always a hoot. So thank you, Scott,
Thank
for
you,
being
Chris.
on the program.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays.